The story begins in the Royal Academy, where a new student named Sable is studying magic but apparently has no memories of his life before the academy. He's summoned by the Headmaster Albus due to his bad grades. When he approaches the headmaster's door, he encounters a girl, Roux, holding her staff named Ludens, whom, other than Roux holds, will eventually die. Suddenly, Albus opens the door and surprisingly takes them in. There she tells them that she plans to create a witch village and wants him to help as a mage. Hearing this, Roux decides to be his guide witch and they set on a journey. Later, when they're about to leave Sable's academy, fellows Holt, Kudo, and two more boys decide to come along with him, so they split up into two groups and start their journey. That night, Kudo is attacked by a witch hunter, while his friends successfully escape and inform Roux about the situation. Roux decides to go after him alone, but Holt and Sable secretly chase her. Meanwhile, Kudo has fallen into the trap of a witch hunter, Dia Ingis Arbiter, aka the Tyrant, and tries to escape. But as Tyrant captures him, Roux arrives at the very moment it starts attacking him. When he has a hard time fighting her, Sable and Holt suddenly arrive, which appears to be a plus point for Tyrant as he quickly takes Sable hostage, forcing Roux to put her staff on the ground. Watching this, Holt remembers her harsh childhood memory of Tyrant killing her family and casting a spell on him, which helps Sable to get it separated. In the state of terror, he grasps the Luden, which results in a huge explosion and eventually saves everyone. After that, it is revealed that Sable has infinite magic power. The following day, Kudo's companions are arrested for informing the church about the situation. Later, Roux helps Kudo to regenerate his wounds by transmitting magic from Sable. Afterward, they reach a town nearby where they take a bath and set out on their journey again. While traveling, a young boy, Laos, rushes towards him and takes them into a cave to hide from a beast. But when the beast finds them, Roux attacks him and allows her students to take Laos back to his village. Laos returns to the village and introduces Sable and others to the village priest, Shinpu. Shinpu tells them the story of how the witch who supervises the village gave up on fighting and ran away, and they cannot complete the special training without defeating the witch. Suddenly, Sable recalls his memories that the academy has sent them to special training expelled because they were a burden to the academy. Holt believes they will be expelled if they return to the academy without completing the special training. Suddenly, Roux appears there with the doubt that Shinpu is also working for the witch. Later sometime, first Holt gets into a small fight with Sable, and when she runs away, she is caught by Shinpu. After that, when they go into a cave, Kudo gets into a fight and is captured by the beast when he runs away. On the other hand, Sable and Roux are trapped in a dungeon where they meet the creator of all the magic and the writer of Grimoire of Zero named Zero. She offers him to be on her side and rule the world, but he refuses her, which results in him winning the special training. Suddenly, Holt and Kudo arrive as they have also passed the test. Meanwhile, when Albus learns about their success, she becomes happy and sends a special message to them. Later, after Zero tells them to manage their own store, they watch the Dragon King of Ruin arrive in the village. As they go there, they receive an important message from Albus, telling them their limitations have lifted. Later, while talking with Zero, Roux learns that Sable is the son of an infamous evil sorcerer 13. 2 months have passed since they arrived at the village, and now Holt is working on the village handyman. Kudo is an assistant to the clinic, and Sable is working as a magic deport. As Holt and Kudo leave for work, Roux arrives there and advises him to spend his time in the village, not in his house. As he walks into the village, he meets Laos, who takes him back into a forest, but when they are lost, they are taken back by the mice Lily. When he returns, he eats a meal with Shinpu and Lily and later saves Mercenary as he was accidentally attacked by Holt. The following day, Zero calls for 3 of them, tell them to select a few books for themselves, and later trains with Holt to improve her magic. While training, Zero feels weak due to the lack of magic and becomes unconscious. Watching this, Sable carries her and takes her to her room. There she tells her about her father's positive points. He was a sorcerer of unparalleled talent. When Mercenary hears Zero's news, he hurries towards her and pays a visit. Later, Sables and Laos go to the forest for a walk, but he is attacked by Remnant of Disaster. Hearing the news, Zero and Roux with Mercenary arrive for his help and save him with their full power, which results in them becoming unconscious. Mercenary and Shimpu go around to check while Hold'em visits the village and takes responsibility for it. The following night, while talking with Hold'em, Roux remembers her friend Soriana, who died protecting the village. On the other hand, Sable wants to learn magic from Hulk and Kudo. Suddenly, Ulse Leos' father arrives and asks Sable to talk to him in private. He asks Sable not to take Leos to the forest anymore. After the talk, Tyrant suddenly appears and kidnaps Sable. When he's kidnapped, he remembers how his mother died and suddenly wakes up. On the other hand, Shinpu, a mercenary, and others arrive there and they cut his arms and legs. Later, they take him to the village and ask him to join their forces. The following day, when Sable talks with Holt and says that he might be in love with Roux, while Roux hears their talk secretly and pretends that she has not listened to it. On the other hand, Sable hurries towards Zero's house and tells her that he has remembered his memories. Zero tells them about his father and his backstory. Meanwhile, Tyrant has captured a church spy named Caddy, who arrives in the village with remnant of disaster and tries to kill Kudo. Later, Lady Hearthful arrives at the village and meets Roux and others. After that, Shimpu also arrives there and reveals Katie's true intentions through his expressions. Roux and Zero believes that the war between the witches and the church has begun. The following day, Kudo takes Caddy to Lily's house for a meal and then takes him to his well-furnished room. After watching quite good behavior and calm talk from Beast Fallen, he begins to wonder if he has been taught a lie for all his life. That night, Sable confesses his love for Roux, which makes the whole environment weird. The following day, Holt takes Tyrant and Kadi to the forest with the school kids while Sable arrives at Rogue's house for an experiment on her Luden. Meanwhile, in the forest, while everyone is resting and enjoying their moments, suddenly something goes into Caddy, revealing his true form, and he starts attacking everybody. When Kudo and Holt defeat him with the help of Tyrant, his body turns into a small human-eating individual, but Lux suddenly appears at the moment and kills all of them. After the incident, Zero starts writing the name of soldiers protecting the village and does not allow her students to enter the battlefield, saying whoever enters the battlefield will be expelled from the academy. But Sable is ready to be expelled for the sake of his people and gives her his magic potion. With the help of Roux, they successfully become the ones who will be protecting the village. Later, Sable tells Kudo and Holt about his father, which shocks them. Later, everyone begins to build a tower and starts making their battle schemes with other witch kingdoms. Finally, the war day has arrived, and the Church Kingdom has started its rampage towards the Witch Kingdom, but Sable and other students set a trap to scare them, which first caught their legs and then heals them with magic. However, the group of beast-fallen mercenaries, but most of them are demons possessed, successfully manages to avoid traps and continue advancing. However, Shrimp and Mercenary attack some beast-fallen as they capture Lily. Meanwhile, other beast-fallen, in an attempt of attacking the village, encounters Tyrant, Zero, and her students. While Tyrant and others attack their enemies and Kudo heals them, when Mercenary is unable to defeat one of the Beast Fallen, Zero comes forward and kills him in the scariest way, which results in the group of Beast Fallen mercenaries retreat. On the other hand, the Church Kingdom's leader, Idamore Bishop, sets the man-eating insects on the mages, but they are easily defeated by Roux. The anime ends when the group is graduated from the academy and they are given a job to explore the information regarding remnants of disasters.